Let's together reflect on the importance of keeping your word. जो कह रहे हो वही करना. How important it is and what is the impact when you are not keeping your word. Hi, I'm Aastha Tatia, daughter of two rock-solid pillars, mother to a lovely daughter, wife of a humor king, an engineer, MBA, corporate executive turned anchor person, now a happiness coach, helping leaders become the most sought-after leaders by having deep connects and meaningful relationships in their organizations. Do hit the like button if you find it meaningful. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel. So, keeping your word is, I would say at the foundation of any relationship, or I would say any journey we take on. जिस राह पर हम चल रहे हैं, जहाँ भी हम पहुँचना चाहते हैं, whether it's a relationship journey, it's a professional journey, it's a health related journey, anything that we are on, any journey that we are on, keeping your word is the foundation, I would say. Or, as I was thinking, I was just realizing that there are so many places. Forget those big things, big areas, so-called big areas, but so many, things in daily life where I do not keep my word. I was just thinking what all areas. So my daughter comes down to me. So my office is in the basement of the house. And every time that she comes down to meet me, and she's like, when are we sitting together? When are we playing? And let's say I tell her, 10 minute और 10 मिनट में मैं बस पहुंच रही हूँ, मेरा ये सब काम होने वाला है. And then I get so engrossed in making that video or finishing that which I'm writing or whatever I'm doing. Then I'm like, ठीक है, I'll take maybe 10 minutes more, I'll finish and then I'll go, it's okay. Or maybe, until she comes back again. Yeah. Same way, let's say, my husband is waiting for me for us to have the tea. So I say I'm going to come and prepare the tea. I've told him at so and so time, and then it's 15 minutes past, and then he calls up again. And I'm like, okay, yes, I'm just coming. Another 5 minutes and I'll be there. Yeah. Or you take it to your professional space also. The whole point is you're doing it in one place, you would be doing it everywhere. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. तो अगर पर्सनल स्पेस में ऐसा कर रहे हो तो प्रोफेशनल में भी कर रहे होगे, राइट? तो आपने बोला कि हाँ इतने बजे हम कॉल पर आ रहे हैं और आप 5 मिनट लेट हो गए, आप 10 मिनट लेट हो गए, लास्ट मिनट कुछ आ जाएगा एंड यू विल बी बिजी मैनेजिंग एंड व्हेन यू गेट लेट, और लास्ट मिनट you'll have to ask yourself, or you'll ask them to excuse you from the meeting, या आपने कोई चीज़ करके आपने बोला था ये डॉक्यूमेंट मैं आज भेज दूंगा, but you just couldn't do it, somewhere. So you will see, if you reflect upon, the whole idea is not for you to get into the guilt mode, oh हो मैं ऐसा नहीं कर रहा हूँ, but it's just to reflect कि these seemingly very trivial and routine things, ठीक है, big deal, क्या फ़र्क पड़ रहा है. I think I just want to take that opportunity where together we can reflect upon how important it is and what is the impact. Let's get on to understanding what is the impact अगर हम अपना word नहीं रख रहे हैं, we're not sticking to our word. So what do you think is the impact on my relationship with my daughter or my husband, or anybody, the workplace, my team, when I'm not keeping my word, or my boss, I commit to a deadline and I do not deliver. Yeah. So it just leads to the whole, it impacts the whole trust that exists in any relationship. These may be small things, but these small little things actually are helping the other person to form his trust level in the relationship. So then the whole thing is, my daughter would be like, that's how mom always does. She doesn't have time for me. For her, I am not priority. I mean, she may be thinking her own stuff that, and I see that. You will see that in other person's way of being, behavior, even if he or she doesn't speak up explicitly. Maybe वो साफ साफ ना बोले, but आप महसूस कर पाओगे कि उनका जो ट्रस्ट है वो फ्लिकर कर रहा है, या they don't have as much faith. उनके लिए ये है कि ये तो ऐसे ही करेंगी, इन्होंने बोल दिया है बट पता नहीं वो होगा या नहीं होगा, right? Or you have to follow up 10 times with her before it will be done. That's how it is. You can't really trust her. Happens. And the way to look at it is, आप कैसा महसूस करते हो जब कोई इस तरह से आपके साथ कर रहा है? Somebody who's there is not keeping his or her word. How does it make you feel? And what's the impact on the relationship? Now, if you really get into why do we do it, so most often, the biggest thing that I can see, सबसे बड़ा reason जो मुझे अभी नजर आता है वो है कि मैं सामने वाले को upset नहीं करना चाहती. मुझे लगता है कि best है अभी हाँ बोल दो, है ना? So I know I have this much work to be done, and maybe I cannot, we cannot have the tea together today. So I can still say that, okay, we're not having the tea together. Or letting the other person know that I won't be able to submit or give this report in the next 2 days. There is too much of work. Would it be okay if I can do it like 3 days later? But the whole, you can call it fear, or this whole conditioning that let's not upset the other person. Abhi हाँ bolna will make him or her happier. That's so huge that we go ahead and say a yes, even though we may want to say a no. Second, we overestimate the things that we can do in a set period of time. नहीं मैं ये भी कर लूँगी, ये तो है, शाम को हाँ ये किया जा सकता है. We don't even take a moment to analyze that I have so much on my platter today that let me ask for some time. Would it be okay if we can connect on the call 2 days later or the next week? Third, you don't really want to do something. You're not up for it. आप नहीं करना चाहते हो, लेकिन फिर भी आप हाँ कर देते हो. Like I said, you don't want to upset the other person, or you just don't want him to think bad about you, and you उस moment में you are not really up for it. You say a yes, and then later you regret. So a lot of these things happen, and I'm sure you'll be able to relate. पर उसका एक impact है, और वो impact सिर्फ हमने जो 2 लोगों की बात की है रिलेशनशिप पे तो हो ही रहा है, लेकिन उसका इम्पैक्ट एक और रिलेशनशिप पे होता है, और वो है आपका रिलेशनशिप अपने साथ. You lose that trust in yourself that I can keep my word. I've seen that so many times when I plan, immediately it comes to my mind, will I really be able to do this? Even if I'm not overdoing it, but the things that are there, I don't have that trust at times. I just feel, I just wish I'm able to finish it, yesterday I had planned, but I just couldn't do it. I'm not keeping my word, and that impacts my respect for myself. That impacts my faith in myself, right? And it impacts your self-confidence, your self-esteem. It does. So the whole point is, it's just an opportunity for you to reflect upon that. Do you really want to do this? And do you think right now saying a yes and making somebody happy, making yourself happy, and then not keeping your word, what does it do to that happiness? You probably end up upsetting the other person even more. How do you think the other person would feel when you've not kept your word? So in the first place, why not just give a realistic expectation or the real word to the other person, so that he knows ये इतने वक्त में होगा, ये तब होगा, and then you keep your word, then you stick to it. It gives you immense power. It's actually power when you are keeping your word, right? But it's all about being mindful and taking those small steps. अपनी daily life में जब हम छोटी छोटी चीज़ों में we start keeping our word, that's when you will get that respect. You will be able to build that muscle and implement it everywhere. And also you can see what all situations, with who all people I'm not keeping my word. कहाँ पर मैं ऐसा ज़्यादा करती हूँ, कुछ specific situations है क्या, कौन से fears हैं. The more mindful you are, the more aware you are about where you're not keeping your word and how does it make you feel, what is the impact, the more you'll be able to address it, the more you'll be able to do something about it. Okay, so take a moment to reflect on this and just think about your action points on what you're going to do about it. So next time when you're just saying a blind yes, pause, think, and then commit. And then keep your word. I'll see you in the next video. Do hit the like button if you found this video meaningful, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel because there are new videos published here every day. I'll see you. Bye-bye.